Welcome again to our channel. So happy to be able to share some information with you today. I just wanted to ask, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, then please do subscribe and hit the button there, just really to subscribe and give us, thumbs up to say you like the video. That is, if you like it. Here we try to give you as much information in terms of what is happening in Africa as a whole, and we are zeroing in on what is happening so that you will have information based upon which you can make right decisions for you and your loved ones. So if you have people that don't know about this channel, please send them the link and ask them to watch us. And if they do like us, yes, they will subscribe. The more people we have watching this channel, the more information we can get across the globe. And the more people subscribe or gives us thumbs up, the more the algorithm will be able to put our videos out there for people to actually hear our content. And also, let me ask you that please do give me your feedback as you listen to some of the topics and the content that we do share here. The more you give me the feedback, the more information I receive from you, the better it is in helping me so I can bring you more content. Now, as I said before, we look at Africa, we talk about what is happening in Africa, and we talk about what can happen and what will happen in Africa in days to come, and months and years to come. So I just wanted to talk about Sudan today. Now, we hear of so many things happening in Sudan, in Africa, I mean to say. But we've heard about what's happened in Mali. We heard about what's happened in Niger. We heard about what's happened in Burkina Faso. And now today we're talking about Sudan. Now, what we do know is the simple fact that Sudan is at the brink of a civil war, because we know that there are two generals, and each one of them obviously wanting to seize power, none of them wanting to surrender. But I want us really to look at this on a global scale and look at the reasons of all this conflict that is now taking place in Africa as a whole. Now, we have to ask ourselves a question as who is benefiting from what is happening in different countries around Africa. Obviously, I don't want to give anybody the impression that I want to blame the West for what is happening currently in Africa. I don't want to say that they are the ones that are behind it, but I want us to look carefully as to all this conflict. There must have a reason for being. There must have raison d'etre. Why is it that we're seeing all these things unfolding in the nations of Africa? Now, one thing that I do know is that the colonial powers, since they have left the countries that were under their influence or under colonialism, they never wanted to live. They never wanted to leave this country at peace, because they have agendas, they have ideas, and their idea is basically to continue controlling these countries by controlling them, controlling their natural resources and controlling the economy, so that these people will still look up to them. And if you have a leader that is not submitting to their bidding or doing what they expect them to do, then they will do anything in order to topple down that leader. And any countries that wants to stand against the West or against the West's interests in Africa, then they will do whatever to bring that country or that nation down. And what we are seeing unfolding in many different parts of Africa, we're seeing that there are, on the one hand, leaders who have had enough of the West, if you like, control, manipulation, and intimidation of the nations or countries around Africa. And on the other hand, you have those people who are wanting to remain in power. They want to stay in power even though they have overstayed their if you like, leadership. And these who want to overstay their power or extend and continue to rule in those nations, they are going to seek, they are going to want support, whether it is military, foreign policy, and whatever means they can use to stay in power. And this is why we see things unfolding the way that they are going. Behind all of this, though, I want us really to think, to ask ourselves those questions. Who are behind what is happening at the moment in Sudan? What are the powers pulling down the strings? What is it? What is the motif? What is the reason? Why is all these wars breaking out? Now, we have about 3,000 people that have already lost their lives in this conflict. Now, that's a huge number, and there are many millions that are already displaced, some of them in Egypt. And you can imagine the insecurity that reigns, that is women, men, and children. You look at their lives and you look at how they carry themselves about with all these situations happening. I tell you, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for my Africa. It's heartbreaking for the continent of Africa. We want to see peace. We want to see peace come back to our continent. But as I said, we have different interests, and whenever these interests don't meet, then there is always trouble that it looms large somewhere. So Sudan today is going through this situation. Now, we don't know what's going to unfold tomorrow. But who are the countries that are supplying the weapons? Who are the countries that are supplying the armaments? Who are the ones that are fueling, if you like, these militia groups and these different generals? Who are behind them? What's the power behind them? Because I tell you what, there is always a country in the West that is always behind one leader or one general or somebody causing them to go about to fight and bring about conflict so they can get power. Because they know when they seize power, they share with whatever country that supported them. And I say, we've had enough of this. In Africa, we need to wake up. We need to stand strong and say enough is enough. It was in Burkina Faso, and then today is in Sudan, and then it is in Niger, and then it's in Mali, and so forth. So we don't want this anymore. So I just wanted to let you know that Sudan is about to go into a civil war. It has already begun, even as I'm sharing this with you. But so I'm just saying to myself that the children of Africa, we need to get together. We need to understand the politics and the foreign policies that is causing our countries to be the way they are today. Unless we really scrutinize and look deep into them, we will continue to have this problem. Time has come. Children of Africa, wherever you are, stand up, rise up and say to yourself, enough is enough. We want peace to reign in our countries. We want peace to reign in our nations. I think that's where I will just basically leave it, but I will bring you more information as it unfolds. But just to let you know that there is now a civil war in Sudan. Please, if you like to receive more information on this channel, then please do subscribe, share it, and give us thumbs up. Till the next video, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye now.